Oh proposal, a proposal by any other name, would it not still be a proposal? I'm making up Shakespeare here, and I want you to understand that today we're going to talk about proposals. And the important piece is that not every proposal are the same. You can differentiate yourself significantly, and it's not just about the price. In today's episode, we're going to share you some insights that work. It works. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we're going to talk to a good friend of mine now. I think I can say that. We were joking at the beginning of this episode, and we were talking about when he comes to South Florida, how we need to connect. But his name is Racki, and he works with an amazing organization called Proposify. And if you have not checked out, or if you're using paper proposals, I'm going to tell you this episode is going to change your life, because it's going to give you some insights on why proposals are so critical and how you can differentiate yourself. And I'm not talking, again, like about the price and the investment that you're going to put on the proposal. This is more substantive, and there's some specific things you can take advantage of. So get your pens, Evernotes, and let's go ahead and dive into this episode and listen to some of these things that hopefully they can help you as well.
For a lot of buyers, and if you're in, I think if you're listening to this, you're in sales, you're learning about sales. What a lot of people in sales sometimes forget is the marketing piece around it. Like, we think of marketing as they feed us more leads, they get us, leads to call. But really, when you think of like B2C companies, that Apple's a really good example of. When you open up an Apple product, when you interact at all with the brand of Apple, you feel like it's high quality, kind of prestigious. It costs a little bit more. Maybe the quality is a little bit questionable in recent years with Apple, but they're very, they're known as sort of an elite brand, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to me how many people discount the idea that when you've got a prospect who's interested in your service and they say, send me more information, send me the pricing, I want to know what it includes, I want to know your approach, they just send them this like Word document that looks like your local mechanic made it, with like tables and small print, and they forget the fact that like they're interacting with your brand. This is a marketing touch point. And if all it includes is the raw numbers and small print and terms and conditions, you're missing an opportunity to tell your story, to stand out from the competition, which is, I think, the theme, because it absolutely is going to be put next to other proposals from other competitors and maybe sent around to people in the organization that you as the sales rep didn't even get to talk to. That's the only thing they're going to know of you is your proposal. They're not going to know who they interacted with. They're just going to look at the document. And if it looks generic, if it looks like no thought went into it, it's going to get thrown in the virtual or physical trash bin.
Software over and over and over. What are some of the top things that you guys discovered most recently when it comes towards winning proposals that are differentiating or standing out?
Yeah. So there's a few things we can dig into here.
Sure.
I think the first one, just to kind of maybe close off on the design discussion,
sure,
around Apple was, and I saw this when my other business before Proposify was essentially a design agency. We did design and marketing. And I used to put a lot of effort into the proposals to make them look polished and really just beautiful. And I was actually told once by a client, he said, oh yeah, your competitors, their proposals don't look as good as yours. We just throw all those in the trash bin when they come in if they're all in Word. And that was like a little bit of qualitative feedback I heard 10, 15 years ago. We actually have data to back that up, which is that images or proposals that include images actually close at a higher rate than proposals that don't have images. So it's very tough for us to quantify with raw numbers to say what is better design, what is good design, in terms of raw numbers. But there's a little bit of a data point to say that if you put some effort into the look and feel of your proposal, it actually does correlate with a higher close rate.
Why do pictures help so much? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's because people don't read proposals. If you think that somebody is going to open up on page 1 and read through this 10 or 20 page document till the end, it's not going to happen. They need to be, in addition to imagery, they also need to be scannable and sort of the typography has to be considered. We know that they go to the budget first and foremost. They want to see how much it costs, but then they do actually go through and read the rest of it, but they only read it in chunks. So if you can include anything, not only images, we're seeing more video doubling every year almost. The use of actually embedding video into your proposals, it just makes for such a more engaging, more interactive way to view and sort of evaluate the proposal. Is what is the experience of working with this company going to feel like? And you're going to get that more from images and video than you will purely from just a raw text proposal.
But Kyle, let's just keep going down that path though. Winning proposal, what are some other elements? So we just talked about typography is important. People go down using more imagery, and videos are also important. What are some other things that the data is showing us when it comes towards winning proposal?
So some of the information is not surprising. Some of it is. One of the things that I think people miss is the idea that actually getting the proposal physically to your customer faster will increase your close rate. It sounds kind of obvious, but it's amazing how many times you go to a company and you request a quote or request a proposal, and you get sent down this big, long sales process where you first need to be qualified, and then you need to go through a demo or some kind of presentation, and then you ask for a proposal, and it's hey, I'll get that to you next week or the week after. And if you make a prospect who's I'm here to solve a problem, I need this problem solved, if you make them wait 2 weeks or a week for a proposal, or even sometimes a few days, then when you finally do come back to them, hey, here's my proposal, let's talk, they ghost you. It's crickets. Why aren't they getting back to me? It's because you kind of missed the boat. They were really interested in that moment. Maybe they've moved on to a competitor. If you just literally get it to them faster, you will win more business. One quick tip, don't name it your pricing or budget, name it your investment.
Yes.
It's harder to skim. People won't see it as easily. And then it sets the mindset that this isn't a cost. This is actually me investing in, whatever this company happens to be. That's a quick tidbit. I would say, though, that if you put effort into getting the proposal out a little bit faster than your competitor, and to do that just requires some thought into the workflow and creating reusable templates and not having to go and search your email and try to find the last proposal and change it. That's where people get into trouble. But if you get it out a little bit faster and you put some effort into showing the customer not just how much does this cost, what does it include, but why should I choose you guys? Why are you better? What's your point of positioning? Just showing that you care, you will probably edge out most of your competition who are just thinking this is just a pricing exercise and nothing about presentation or value.
Kyle, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Friends out there listening want to get in touch with you, learn about Proposify. What's the best way for them to go about doing so?
Yeah, so check out the product website, or we have a blog as well with lots of great information like this around proposals. So proposify.com, proposify.com. Tons of content out there, and I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. So if you look at Kyle Racki, Racki is how you spell the name.
Yes, sir. That was Mr. Kyle Racki, and he was sitting here dropping some good stuff. When it comes to proposals, you can differentiate yourself significantly. And one of the things that I thought was fascinating was the time it takes to get a proposal. If I'm taking 6 months to get a client's proposal, they're going to be long gone by then. I mean, naturally, it's not 6 months, but if you're taking a long period of time, that may be the case. You want to make sure that you're standing out, that you're giving your clients that proposal quickly. And some of the other stats that he shared in here are just awesome. I just recommend you go back in the show notes and check them out. If you haven't done so, check out our sponsors, please. They're giving you some amazing offer. They're sharing some insights. They're giving you things that you can use to succeed, and I want you to take advantage of it because I'm out here hustling for you to get that. So check it out. As always, I want you to succeed and thrive. I want you to find more of those ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them, and I want you to be able to close more deals. But most importantly, I'm begging you, just raise your level of thinking and go out and do big things. Thanks so much for watching. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.